Building momentum. The main target for this is mainly two groups of people. At the lowest tier, you are probably employed or you do some type of work. Maybe it's freelancing, but you have other personal projects that you want to start, but you can't seem to get started on. The highest tier being that you smoke weed all day, maybe you watch TikToks in bed all day or play video games, whatever it is. And I think it's important that I say that to a certain degree, I've experienced all of these. And honestly, most of us already have some sort of rough idea of what we're supposed to be doing. For example, if you don't have good hygiene, well, you know that you want to start having good hygiene. If you didn't start your project yet, well, then you're going to want to start on that project. But the hard part is that our brain gets so lost in all of this information overload that we have now, and we don't end up taking any action. And from experience, what I can honestly say is that there are two very vital parts to gaining momentum in your life. Two of them. And the first being that you should have compassionate and loving relationships. And the second is a distraction-free space where you can focus and put in the effort. And I get it. I understand. For a lot of us, that is a luxury that we can't really afford right now. And before I get to where your building momentum journey really starts, I want to explain why you would need these things. The first is that compassionate and loving relationships basically implies that good behavior is rewarded instead of bad behavior consistently being punished over time. And I mention this because good behavior that is rewarded is proven through research that it reinforces pathways in our head for repeated actions for good habits. And the second being that being in a distraction-free area where you can focus and put in the effort implies neuroplasticity and synaptic connections. And I'll explain this. Your focus is for neuroplasticity, and effort is for synaptic connections. Neuroplasticity is associated with perception, and your synaptic connections is associated with action. Your decision to focus turns your perception into reality, and when something is real to you, you give it attention, and vice versa, it becomes a part of your brain. And then once you have crossed that bridge, effort creates synaptic connections. These synaptic connections in your brain is basically what allows you to create. And as these grow more in number, it is actually what leads to creativity. That is why for a lot of you who have been playing video games for a while, you're able to make snap decisions and judgments. You don't even really have to think about it. That's because these synaptic connections in your head allow you to operate from a creative standpoint. So back to how you even get started. Well, the first thing is to be a better person. Well, how can you be a better person if you don't have these relationships in your life? Well, you can actually start by just having the desire to be a better person. You just have to want to be a better person. The reason why I say that is because it's pretty much impossible to not notice when someone is on that journey of continuously growing themselves. And what's really cool is you're going to meet a lot of people who are on different parts of this journey. The second thing is to not be distracted so you can focus and put in the effort. The way you start that is to work in increments. And it doesn't sound very glamorous because it's not. It's really difficult. So you have to work over time to be someone who is not easily distracted. And trust me, what makes the process a whole lot easier is to just take it easy on yourself. Remind yourself that it's normal because it's difficult. So if it's normal that it's difficult, why would you be so hard on yourself? Because that's normal. Honestly, I started giving myself timers of just 5 minutes of productivity, and I couldn't even meet that goal. But honestly, I just gave myself permission to laugh at it because it just showed me how human nature is and what it takes to get to where you want to be. So actually, if you're going to take anything from this video, it'll be 3 things. The first is to surround yourself with better people by having the desire to be a better person yourself, which in turn means that you'll attract these people. Allow yourself to work in increments so that you can Be a more focused person over time that puts in the effort in whatever they're working on. And seriously, allow yourself to fail because you will. And that's not a bad thing. Remember. And that actually leads into the third thing, which is to remember that this is difficult. It's normal that it is difficult.